Here we go. We've got Asian and Ash now. They are jumping in Blood Run map number 1 between old-time friends, which should usually make for very good matches. So let's see how this one goes. Asian.
Oh, Agent.
Typical Agent
What's
fashion.
he doing? What's Ash doing as well? Why did he drop down then?
You missed
So
last
weird.
time Agent played Phrase on Blood Run, where Agent is pioneering a new style for Agent, where you just rail. He was like hitting it 80%. Can you believe it?
That's not a new style. I think I've seen him play that. I've seen him do that before. In the back, good old Agent days when he was just a new player. He was very rail heavy. Like he goes through phases where he's either rail heavy or rocket heavy. So he's on a rail heavy phase right now. You're saying?
It's possible. Maybe he passed the phase already, but we saw him do it against Phrase last time. There you go. He's going to make his way onto Ash with some LG.
Yeah, probably not the smartest thing Agent has done today.
And there goes the rocket jump
Oh,
onto
and
the red.
he's so fortunate. Ash ran out of LG ammo, and Agent has a good rotation. I mean, probably self-explanatory. If Agent is playing, he's gonna get a good rotation. But so early in the game, he's already getting every item. And look, he's going for this 50 health. Very smart, very cheeky. Of course, it only makes sense if Ash has less than 100 health, which I don't think he has. So
But he
maybe
will.
a small question mark. But yeah, of course. So Agent's planning ahead. Agent knows he's gonna connect the rail very soon, and then maybe it will pay off. But now Agent has a problem. If he wants to deny the 50 health again, he's gonna have to deal a lot of self-damage to himself.
Is it worth the investment? I don't know. But here we go. Agent still just maintaining the cycle.
Rotation's still on, yeah.
Yeah, it's going really well for him. And
just the rocket, you know, might have not been full, but when you have the strong rotation, every small bit of damage is very important, and getting a frag is all he wanted. And now he's gonna have to just continue what he did without the pressure of having to get a frag, so he can play a little bit more.
Wow,
relaxed.
he predicted the right yellow that Ash would go for, and now he gets everything again.
Yeah, I mean, predicted is probably a strong word. I mean, he didn't see Ash, so he just could guess. But in a way, he predicted him, I guess. And now the red is surely going to be Agents, and this is just so good. Like, the items are spread so nicely.
I mean, one of the things that comes into play here when you're playing against someone, like when you know each other really well, if like practice partners, play thousands of games against each other, the mind games, it becomes double bluffs upon double bluffs upon double bluffs. Like, it just gets really deep, and the games become really interesting from a read perspective. But funnily enough, Ash is not playing characteristically of that. He's getting caught a lot by Agent's moves.
Yeah, and Agent is just playing, I would say he's playing very standard Agent game. Like, he does no exception for Ash whatsoever. He just does the things he does. He times items, he rotates them, and he hits Pearl G. He's just him in this in this game, I would say.
Why was Ash standing there trying to MG him?
It looked like Ash underestimated Agents. That they just had a fight before that, so maybe he thought he might be able to MG him down before the Mega. Just my interpretation. Or maybe it's just rage. I mean, at this kind of scoreline, I wouldn't be surprised if he's just
Maybe, do you think he could
angry.
get raged before the game happens? Like, God, I would play Agent now, and just like somehow rages before a game even starts? I don't know.
I don't know. Like, even if he didn't, this game is sure to make you rage. Like, he just had no chance in this game whatsoever. He just didn't. There was no in for him so far. Agent had all the items after the 30th second, and
there you go. He forfeits. Yeah, I mean, it already felt like that. Like, there was nothing he could do.
Yeah.
So there you go. There is the forfeit from Ash. So he said, "What does it mean?" You can translate.
He said DDK is looking very sexy today. I think.
Warm up, Paul bullshit, Davia.
He may have said that he needs some warm up. So we might just enjoy a little bit of
come on,
warm-up
you got to do better than that. I could have inferred that. I mean, from
Why didn't
seeing
you?
warm up. I mean, I kind of did. I wanted something more elaborate. Oh well, we're going to Sinister at least.
Couldn't make up anything better in the short amount of time I had. Sorry. I'll try better next time.
Got to get more creative. So this is going to be an interesting one. I mean, this should favor Ash a lot more, just from the fact that there is a lot more open areas, a lot more. This is a lot more about rail and LG than Blood Run per se. So a lot more openness. The kind of tactical elements are going to favor Ash more, I think.
Yeah, but I think actually in terms of rotations, this map is very similar
Yeah.
to ZTN, especially in to the way you rotate items. Like it's very similar. The the way you have to delay items or not delay the items. Um, the distances between the items I think are very similar to ZTN. So I'd imagine that Agent would be very good at rotating on this map, which if he is quite bad for Ash in turn. But of course, I don't think I've ever seen Agent play this map, so we'll see.
Yeah, this should be an interesting one. Agent just generally you can't really count him out because despite his sometimes hilarious lack of aim, sometimes it's almost comic. He's God like really good. He's really good, and you can even take him on like the aim maps, and then it's like he just does stuff where it's just his positions are so smart, and he catches you in a situation where he's able to get the rotation that he needs, and he just makes smart choices, and he's just good at limiting your angles, limiting your options, and limiting the way that you want to play the game.
So even the same isn't so bad. Like he has fights. I think maybe he's like I'm just guessing here, but perhaps he has a small mouse pad and something, and sometimes he gets on the borders of it. In some fights he just can't move any further and results in like not hitting anything.
That seems like a really easy problem to fix. Like
yeah, well, I have that problem. I just can't be arsed fixing it. I don't know, but you know, maybe it's something like that. At some fights he just can't aim properly, but I've seen him aim just fine in many games where you know he's never hitting strengths like accuracies and never hitting like the shots that the best players hit, but he's okay. Like, you know, LG against LG fights, he maybe, like, if both players start with 200 to 100, he may lose out by like 50 health or so, but he's not that awful. You know, probably people give him not enough credit.
His rockets are, I think, really where the mastery is. Like he's really got quite astonishing rockets, and it's not necessarily like the raw kind of rocket fights where you maybe like look at Cypher or something and think, wow, you know, Cypher's rockets are great. It's more like his tactical use of rockets and the kind of planned usage of rockets are very amazing, like defensively especially. So here we go, we're jumping into the game on Sinister. It is of course match point now for Agent in this semi-final against Ash.
Interesting spawn. Wow, and I think this was very smart by Ash. Didn't quite work out. He did hit only one rail, could have been two, but jumping through there so quickly was very good decision. I like that a lot. Didn't give Agent an opportunity to hit a spam rocket. Anyhow, Agent was just listening pretty much. He was waiting for this upper yellow to spawn, and you know, that's what I was talking about. SLG is okay. It wasn't impressive, but it did its job. And if Agent didn't fall down like a idiot, then he would have been just fine. But so I actually not his aim costed him, but his movement in that situation.
Ouch! Direct in the face of Ash there. That is painful. Agent definitely wasn't a ballet dancer in a former life. And as Ash picks up this red and connects that rail, he's definitely feeling very confident in pushing things after the pickup of this mega. That's really going to allow him to get a bit more forward on some of these yellows. And pushing Agent off of any items at all is going to make Agent's life really painful.
All right, so let's see. I mean, what does Agent have to work with right now? He's probably actually evened out the stacks more or less. Of course, after Ash takes this red, it's going to be different. I wonder if Agent's actually waiting for Ash to show up at this red again. No, because sometimes like this window, you know, with the little how do you call it? With the bars, yeah. it can be very tricky to shoot through, but you can do incredible amounts of damage through it. Just because, well, if you want to pick up the red, you're gonna have to become visible. And then sometimes people try to dodge, but as a result, they just give you more shots. So, but Agent didn't like that opportunity. He decided to go and stack up more, and eventually Ash just ended up catching him. So here we are, 2-0.
There we go. Nice bit Splash connected.
Nice.
Tells Ash where he is. Hits the rail. Just the Mega to pick up now. And looks like he's going to go for a bit of poke damage first. No. Where did he poke though? Oh, Agent! He pulled a fast one on Ash and stole the Mega. But Ash is like, no problem. Cool story, bro. You're still going to die. And he does manage to grab the frag. Picks up the yellow as well. And it's still a horrible, horrible time for Agent, who seemingly cannot find a way back into the game.
Yeah, and of course, Agent hasn't been able to get anything like a rotation so far, and as a matter of fact, it might be quite the opposite. Like, Ash might be the one who's rotating most of the items so far. He does give Agent one yellow here, one yellow there, so it's not quite the control that Agent had on ZTN, but still, I mean, one yellow with constant received damage is just not enough to survive out of control on this map. So Agent's he's gotta find some way to either just not get seen so much and just, you know, take this yellow 1, 2, 3 times and then maybe a fourth before he gets into any sort of exchange, or he has to deal more damage in the fights. It's either one of those has to happen, unless he just wants to keep giving up frag after frag.
5-0, and another Mega Health towards Ash. Let's check out Agent's perspective.
And it looks like Agent decided to go with the first option and just kind of try to hide a little bit more. And this is very typical what he's doing right now. You know, he knew the red time, and he just went into the room right after it was taken. And he's just trying to avoid Ash, but I mean, there's some things you just can't do anything about.
Yeah.
And if you just lack the technical ability in those situations to hit the shots you need to hit, you're just gonna die in that position. And that's just it. I mean, in theory, that was a good position.
Yeah, of course, and he does actually manage to plant his ass firmly on the Mega, takes a stand there, but as we can see, Ash is barely able to survive, gets the health he needs, the Mega as well, and now Agent's trying to rush him down.
A lot of damage by Agent.
Yeah, it was a bit of a bum rush there. Can he turn it into something? Because he sacrificed a lot of deaths into, so far, it's still nothing until he manages to get the frag out of it, or at least control. And it looks like it's not going to happen. So all it was in reality was about three kills for Ash, basically. Yeah. And back to the drawing board for Agent, who's now got to think, all right, it's not like, what was it? 6 frags, now it's 9.
And, I mean, I think Agent could do better. Like, in my experience playing on this map, while it's difficult sometimes, when your opponent has full control to do anything, when your opponent has the sort of control Ash has, which is, like, I take most items, but not all items, it's actually fairly okay to play this map out of control. It's not a map where you need to be 9-0, like, 9 frags down after 5 minutes just because you didn't get control of that. I mean, that's just something Agent must have done obviously wrong. So...
And now, Ash is building back up again. He's got the red spawning imminently. And there he goes. So, Ash just has to keep the cycle going. It's as simple as that on Sinister right now. What he's doing is working. And he's only got to hold on to this for another 4 minutes before he wins this map and forces a decider, which is what he wanted. And there goes Agent. He tries to make the play on the Mega. Oh, almost, though. You can see it was a great idea, yeah, but just...
Nice LG connection as well. Lots of damage.
But not quite enough, and now again back to the drawing board. It's another frag for Ash. And this is going to feel great for Ash, who obviously had a horrendous feeling Blood Run that he just played. And good rockets again from Agent, but once more it wasn't quite enough. And you can see Agent, you know, he knows it's, you know, well and truly over. So there you go.
And very telling, I think, is this the railgun statistic, where Ash has 11 out of 20 connected and Agent has 1 out of 6. And I think the 6 is even more telling than the 1. I mean, this is a map where out of control. Like, the rail, I think for most players, is the go-to weapon to really try to, well, even out the position, and then from then on maybe take over with different weapons. But Agent just didn't fire them.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know what he was doing. It felt like he wasn't doing anything. Like, he had this... A few times he barreled in on the Mega when he had the lower stack, and Ash had the timing. So if that was his, like, main plan for the map, then that's maybe not the best plan. Anyhow,
his plan for his plan for this map should be much more solid. Let's see what he's got in store for us as we start with him, as he gets the Mega Spawn. And he does get the LG, so good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, balanced spawn. T7 doesn't always have balanced spawns, but this is like a very typical one where one player gets the red half of the map and the other player gets the mega half. And now the red is actually a little bit delayed. Probably certainly on purpose by Ash, but like those situations where the red is delayed can be very advantageous for the player who delays it. Because you can, like, when you're on the rail side of the map, you typically like the LG, but what you can do is get the LG then, and then afterwards drop down with it with exact timing of the red. But Agent actually, perhaps in anticipation, caught Ash on the mega side of the map when the red was spawning, like when the red was supposed to be spawning, and as a result was able to deal more damage and get these first big items. But then he had a bad fight, and now he's kind of on the back foot, unfortunately for him.
Agent sneaking around here, trying to see what he can hear. I mean, the sound cues are very important. He does spot Ash, does actually catch him as well with that one rail slug. And the second as Ash picks up
And
the
the
Mega.
third.
And another one. Here goes the dive onto the red armor. And Ash, he's got to be careful here. He took a lot of damage. He can't get too risky. And had Agent hit that rail, would have been that probably would have been the kill. But he knows that he's well and truly in the lead when it comes to the stack. He knows that the next red and then the next Mega. I mean, the next Mega shouldn't necessarily be his, but this red certainly is. And Ash is going to fall down the pillars, takes the fight again over the red. And Agent manages just barely to get it in time, misses the rail, and now Agent has to make his way back through the high pass here. Through, I mean, she goes back because there's no 50, and lets Ash on the Mega. What do you make of that fight, actually?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't remember what.
All right. Well, Ash, regardless, he does manage to get himself on the board. There, you know, the one frag, gonna grab himself the red soon. There we go. And now Agent doesn't know exactly when it is, most likely. And so this should be a pretty good challenge going in onto this Mega. Ash, he may even be able to take it. No, can't quite take it in time, but does get the rail on it. Agent's under a lot of pressure to get out of there, and the problem is there's not many avenues of escape from this area. Ash will be able to read his next movements very well for the next 10 seconds, 15 seconds or so.
Yeah, and it's looking good for Ash. I mean, he's got a frag lead. He knows all the timings, which is very important. I'm not sure Agent has a red timing. Then again, Ash didn't delay it, so Agent might infer it. And, well, both items actually spawning very close to one another, so perhaps we have a very key fight here. And it looks like Ash might just get both. Yeah, Agent's just looking to deal damage from above.
Ash does not share. He does not share.
And now this would be very interesting to see if Agent gets the timing. Ash, of course, delayed the red by quite a lot, and if Agent doesn't expect it, it could be very crucial for him. So the next red is spawning after the Mega. What Agent might be thinking is that the red spawns before the Mega, so he might just set up for it now and like expect it to spawn now, wait for it, and be left very disappointed when Ash comes running in and it's still not up.
There you go. It's going
to
spawn.
Agent very wisely just takes the high road and just deals damage. Or doesn't deal damage, but tries to deal damage.
Ash able to hit an invisible rail there onto Agent. 6 minutes left, and Ash is looking very strong. And this is the deciding map between these two players on Furious Heights. He's going to catch Agent, you know, having a dip in his toes in the water.
Yeah, just so unfortunate for Agent. He ran out of all rail ammo, I guess, and he decided that was the moment to replenish it. And like out of all the moments, it was the one when Ash ran into the room with LG. Something. I mean, Ash pretty much just got lucky. Agent just got unlucky to some extent, but so it's a risk you kind of have to account for when you're going for this railgun.
Agent coming close in the next in that engagement there with the lightning gun.
What's Ash doing?
Wow, Ash just dives headfirst into plasma.
And he had 40 HP when he was diving. Why?
He gets melted.
But anyway, he managed to do a lot of damage. I mean, Agent just took the red armor and look at Agent's stack. Well, if he had enough time before he died.
And there you go. Now Ash is able to just take the challenge onto Agent, who's
Nice LG by
pummeling him
Agent.
with lightning. And this is actually very painful. He runs out though, and that's going to be the death of him. We've seen a lot of deaths that have, oriented from running out of lightning gun cells today. But now things are getting kind of interesting because Agent's running out of time, slowly but surely.
Yeah, I mean, right now would be a great opportunity to get control. I think if he's able to connect rails, he had a good position in theory to connect rails. Unfortunately, Ash just jumped through it and Agent didn't hit anything. But what happened there? Agent just hit a lot of LG. And this is kind of the tricky part about playing against Agent. If you're kind of expecting him to play bad, aim-wise, I mean, and aim bad, and then you just kind of start getting a little bit over-aggressive and taking fights you wouldn't take against different players just because it's Agent. And then all of a sudden Agent just hits normal, like every other player would in that position. That just could, first of all, throw you off your game, and second of all, you're losing frags. So Ash needs to be very careful and not to underestimate Agent's aim in these positions. And there we go, one
rail.
frag. One frag's the difference.
Agent's trying to do it. He wants in on that grand final. He wants in on it. And looks as if Agent right now is doing a good job. He's got the red coming up in about 15 seconds, so he doesn't have to immediately worry about that. He can take kind of high route, get some positioning first, see if he can... Oh, there is the sound cues. Doesn't get the shot just yet, though. Does head off Ash on the red armor. Good play from Agent. He's got to get the execution on the defense, though. But Ash with a great steal. And Ash trying to get the fight finished. Oh my goodness. Ash unable to finish the fight. Same going for Agent. It's very, very close.
And Agent has to go to the yellow that is at the railgun. I'm not sure why he's wasting so much time here. If he just keeps staying here, he might actually not even get that yellow, and that looks to be what will happen. He may have to resort to taking these 5 HP bubbles. Something we very rarely see, but I mean in this position he's gotta get health from somewhere. Okay, so he finds the 25. I mean Agent, it looks so good for him in that position, and all of a sudden, like, Ash just somehow managed to get this red armor.
Yeah, definitely. It's really, really tense now for both players. Agent, 18 armor, 2 minutes left, 1 frag. Things could get really bad really soon if he's not careful. And there is the rail. So there you go. 33 health. Got to be very careful. He's listening for those sounds to know how to avoid his opponent. Trying to be as safe as possible right now. One wrong move, and it could mean the end.
Wow.
And he does move straight into Ash. 4 health is left.
Great rockets. If he gets the mega, as he were, nice. I mean, that was very risky, very close.
Oh!
But so much damage.
How does he survive?
This might be worth it. I mean, this might be very worth it for Agent. Still 1.5 minutes to go, and if he can capitalize on the damage he has just done, this could very well be the turning point. Let's see. I mean, can we switch to Agent, see how he's doing? And as a matter of fact, oh my god, just wow, Ash just such clutch railgun shot after railgun shot. And still Agent is aggressing. I mean, he has to, he knows this is his last chance. He needs to take every risk there is, no matter what, just go for these items. And he just might be a little bit too slow, as a matter of fact. He is.
Trying to throw some plasma, and Ash not quite effective just yet. Gonna be ready to just charge in again, surely. He's got to try to find the right way to head off Ash. But Ash is going to sit at the grenade area. That's like a really good spot to just play defensively from, to kill the clock from. You can drop, you can go through the telly, you can play around a lot with your opponent. And actually, Agent's going to catch Ash here, but oh
but
dear.
Not really. He could have caught him, but wow. The damage from Ash in that situation is just ridiculous. And Ash should probably be ahead stack-wise. This is the last chance for Agent. Nice first rocket, but why does he jump away, DDK? It was 15 minutes.
He's got to get the items. He's Agent.
Yeah.
It's more important.
Yeah, it's all about the item stats. And actually, like, if he can get a spawn frag, this is possible getting a spawn frag, I thought.
There you go, 7-6. It's going to be very close on the finishing map. Ash is going to go through to the grand finals, where I suppose it's most likely Kilson will be facing him, but Kilson still has to play his semi-final, so we'll see how that goes.
So they're playing now already. Maybe we will switch mid-game, perhaps?
Let's see what we can do here.
So it's Mad Ball against Kilson, as far as I remember.
All right, so guys, we'll hit up a very quick break. When we come back, we'll have the next match ready for you. It might be Kilson in the current semi-final, or if it's unable that we can jump in that, we'll of course have the grand final. Stay tuned though. Of course, we'll have action coming at you